we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
Is it just a coincidence, or are the Simpsons scriptwriters tapping into something beyond this world? Over the years, this iconic animated series has shockingly predicted world events with eerie accuracy, leaving fans to wonder if they are mystics or part of some Matrix conspiracy. The Simpsons, created by Matt Groening, follows the satirical portrayal of a middle-class American family: Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, and Maggie. While often controversial, it redefined animation, paving the way for mature content like Family Guy, Rick and Morty, and South Park. But what sets The Simpsons apart isn't just its humor, it's their creepy knack for predicting the future. Let's dive into why this show continues to blow minds around the globe. The Simpsons' wild predictions. The Simpsons is the longest-running animated series in the world, and as controversial as it has had many references to real-life events. In today's video, we are going to see some of the predictions that were made in this iconic animation and why it has caught people's eyes for decades and more. Please do not forget to subscribe and click on the notification button to get the latest updates and more amazing videos. Without wasting any more time, let us delve in. Most viewers could be wondering why this video. It will certainly shock you to know that some of Simpsons' predictions have happened. The Simpsons have a creepy way of predicting the future from the tragic coronavirus. In a 2010 episode, Milhouse predicted that Bengt R. Holmstrom would win the Nobel Prize in Economics, and sure enough, in 2016, Holmstrom and Oliver Hart were announced as joint winners of the prize in economics. And sure enough, in 2016, Holmstrom and Oliver Hart were announced as joint winners of the prize. The Simpsons mentioned legendary golfer Arnold Palmer 4 times in its 28th season premiere, which aired just hours after Palmer died. During the 2012 elections, a voting machine proved faulty when votes cast for Barack Obama went to Mitt Romney instead. From the death of Kobe Bryant to an accurate prediction of a Super Bowl, and recently, the win of the American president, Simpson employs a number of tools to refer to real-time events. The use of political satire is always evident, mostly mocking and making fun of politicians and the system in general. At times, you will find themes regarding technological advancements showcasing experimental designs and the impact such advancement has on society, mostly the American people. Due to its satirical depiction of real-time events, you are not surprised when you see predictions concerning our environment, such as climate change and pollution. Interesting, right? Stay tuned as we discuss Simpsons predictions that will most definitely blow your mind. Technological advancements and AI takeover. For years, experts have warned about the impact of artificial intelligence on jobs, health, and social norms. In one of the Simpsons episodes, Homer and his co-workers are at the nuclear plant, where they are being replaced by highly efficient AI-powered robots. While this seemed like a far-off possibility when the episode aired, reality experts predicted that by 2025, AI could replace millions of jobs across various industries. What do you think about these predictions? Which ones seem likely to come true, and which ones do you hope to stay in the realm of fiction? Let us know in the comments below. Another prediction made by The Simpsons in the episode Itchy and Scratchy Land, which aired all the way back in 1994. The family visited a theme park filled with itchy and scratchy robots, which later turned berserk, killing everyone in sight. We assume that this episode was alluding to the exponential growth of artificial intelligence, up to and beyond the point where it has become on par with human intelligence. Now, imagine self-driving cars, flying cars. In several episodes, The Simpsons have shown self-driving cars navigating the streets of Springfield with hilarious results. While these cars seemed like fantasy back in the day, they're now closer than ever to becoming part of our daily lives. Tech giants like Tesla and Apple are racing to perfect autonomous vehicles, and some cities will already have self-driving taxis by 2025. Let's talk about something else that is already going around. Hovercars, a concept most car manufacturers are working on, and mostly portrayed in science fiction movies like Star Wars, Rick and Morty, and much more. In an episode in 2005, Professor Frank invented a machine that allowed Bart and Lisa to see into their future. In 2013, Marge left Homer because he blew through their savings on an underwater house and spent what he had left over on a hovercar. Companies like Samsung Sky have been working on those ideas for a very long time with their prototype, the Switchblade, which was a vehicle with retractable wings. Imagine navigating the skies, easily bypassing traffic jams. Yes, the era of flying cars is finally near. The Switchblade is a street-legal 3-wheeled car that transforms into a sleek, high-speed aeroplane with the push of a button. It can soar through the air at a speed of up to 200 miles per hour. In Season 26, Episode 17, while this idea might still seem like science fiction, recent advancements suggest we're closer than ever. Companies like Jetson and Alf Aeronautics are developing prototypes for flying cars, and some are even approved for testing by 2025, though not currently working due to a lack of infrastructure and legislation to govern this mode of commuting. It is certain no one is going to be surprised to see a flying car pass by over their house. Which one would you prefer? A hover car or an underwater house? Let us know below. From flying cars to underwater houses, the Simpsons' futuristic visions often seem ahead of their time. But what about the tech that's already reshaping our world? Let's take a look at how this iconic show predicted the rise and potential pitfalls of VR and AI. Homer. Virtual fudge tastes like crap. As much as this iconic and loved animation didn't predict virtual reality, it surely warned us of the effects of VR. In an episode aired on October 2nd, 2016, Friends and Family, the entire town is hooked on VR headsets that eventually lead to terrible things happening in the town, including people being hit by cars because they're walking around wearing their headsets on the street. Although it is fiction, evidence of AI takeover is shown in an episode in 2012 called Robot, where Homer lost his job after Mr. Burns replaced Springfield workers with AI tools. There have been claims by Blake Leo, a Google AI engineer, that one of Google's AI systems had gained self-awareness, a claim that eventually got him fired. But the Simpsons' predictions aren't limited to tech gadgets and inventions. Sometimes they even make political predictions, like this next one. The Simpsons introduced us to virtual dining, where characters feast on imaginary food while wearing futuristic headsets. With advancements in VR and AR technology, this prediction feels surprisingly plausible. Companies are already experimenting with virtual dining experiences, where you can taste food through sensory illusions. By 2025, we might see the rise of virtual restaurants where the ambience, menu, and even the food are completely digital. Could this revolutionize the way we think about eating? Holograms. The way we communicate is rapidly changing and improving, hence being in more than one place at a time is no longer a fantasy. It may sound made up, but current technological advances beg to differ. Remember in Bart to the Future, when the skater kid had a glimpse of his future, it was not pretty, and the mailman handed him a letter in the form of a hologram. If you are still hesitant to believe that Simpsons has their eye on the future, then you should know already that HD3 holograms are available for use in stores and installed in more than 500 Best Buy locations. HD3 isn't your typical hologram projector. It's a guiding device that blends real-life objects with 3D holographic visuals. Picture now. Do you still think that The Simpsons was off with their prediction? Let us know down below. Trump's 2024 presidential bid. Donald Trump has been a major figure in pop culture. It should come as no surprise that he is one of the celebrities in line to be the joke in the famous Simpsons sequel. The Simpsons predicted Trump's re-election campaign in 2024 back in season 25. This prediction was shown in the Simpsons short film Trumpastic Voyage from 2015. Homer is paid to attend Trump's famous elevator descent, only to accidentally get shoved onto the escalator himself and behind Trump's famous hair, into which Homer is then shrunk. When it comes to The Simpsons, some choose to believe it's the power of prediction, rather than its fictionalized intent. Many believe the high volume of episodes and the show's satirical nature means some coincidences are bound to happen statistically. In the episode Bart to the Future, Simpson already makes an accurate prediction that Trump will become president. Another weird thing about this episode is that it mentions something about inheriting a budget crunch from the previous American president. Love him or hate him, Donald Trump has been a polarizing figure in both real life and the Simpsons world. But the show's predictions don't stop at him. They've also hinted at a major shift in the political landscape. Could The Simpsons have foreseen the rise of America's first female president? The first female American president. In the 2016 episode, The Simpsons made a relatively straightforward point of implying that Trump's daughter Ivanka would run for the highest office in the land when Homer wore an Ivanka 2028 inches campaign button. In another episode of Bart to the Future, Lisa Simpson makes passive remarks about inheriting a budget crunch from President Trump.
As you know, we've inherited quite a budget crunch from President Trump.
This one got hyped specifically thanks to Gene's choice of image comparison when Harris is in a purple suit jacket and pearls that make for an astonishing match to President Lisa Simpson's. Due to a lack of precise and accurate details, Viewers are advised against overly depending on information from this amazing and widely enjoyed animation. It is even argued that most of the predictions that happened were purely coincidental, and not even the scriptwriters or characters expected these events to occur. The Simpsons seem to think the Trump dynasty isn't done with American politics just yet. What do you think? Is this a lame shot at humor, or could there be some truth? Disney acquires Fox. One of the most intriguing Simpsons predictions has come true with Disney acquiring 20th Century Fox. Disney owns it. The Simpsons predicted this just a couple of years ago. Back in 1998, they had a sign that read 21st 20th Century Fox, a division of Walt Disney. That was in 1998. This prediction first appeared in the show's Bart to the Future episode in 1999. In this episode, Lisa Simpson, now an adult and the President of the United States, mentions that her administration is dealing with the aftermath of Disney's purchase of 20th Century Fox at the same time. Disney's acquisition of Fox seemed like a far-fetched idea, but in 2017, it became a reality. Disney announced it bought most of 21st Century Fox's assets for $71.3 billion. This included famous movie studios, TV networks, and a treasure trove of beloved franchises. The deal, which was finalized in March 2019, meant that Disney now owned iconic Fox properties like The Simpsons, Avatar, and X-Men. The prediction in The Simpsons was striking because it showed how the show often mixes humor with surprisingly accurate foresight. Lisa's mention of Disney's acquisition of Fox was more than just a funny gag. It hinted at the possibility of significant media consolidation long before it happened. This merger reshaped the entertainment industry, combining Disney's expansive content with Fox's rich library, leading to a powerhouse in media and entertainment. By predicting this significant media merger, the show once again proved its ability to anticipate future trends and events. The end of the world. Throughout the series, The Simpsons have depicted many end-of-the-world scenarios, including global catastrophes, alien invasions, and asteroid impacts. And while these depictions are hilarious, we are certain that the real deal is not a joke. Try imagining cosmic catastrophes like the solar flare that could happen in 2025. The mere thought of it fills me with fear and dread. Let us hope that when this comes to pass, our world thinks tanks will have found a new home for us. Springfield becomes a battleground in a fictional war scenario, complete with Homer hilariously ill-equipped for survival, while it was played for laughs. The possibility of World War III is a grim topic that experts have been discussing for years. Cyber attacks, territorial disputes, and the arms race in artificial intelligence could all contribute to a potential global conflict. Let's hope The Simpsons' prediction remains a far-fetched story, and that 2025 brings diplomacy and peace rather than war. The Simpsons may have unintentionally hinted at the end of the world. Well, almost. Remember that terrifying Treehouse of Horror episode, where a broken particle accelerator opened up a black hole and sucked Springfield into it? While The Simpsons explore technological advancements, it doesn't accurately predict specific inventions or milestones. This highlights the inherent limitations of predicting specific technological progress. Geopolitical events. The show rarely makes specific geopolitical predictions, focusing instead on broad societal trends. Therefore, specific international conflicts or shifts in global power dynamics were not accurately forecast. Precise societal changes. The show highlights societal changes, but its predictions regarding the precise nature and scale of those changes are often inaccurate or vague. Could the greatest threat to humanity come from an environmental disaster? Let's uncover what The Simpsons and other predictions suggest about Earth's challenges in 2025. Large-scale environmental disaster. People have been trying to foretell a whole lot about the future for as long as anyone can remember, but think about it. Maybe we have just been looking in the wrong places. If Nostradamus was correct, then 2025 could be the year of the sleep pandemic, a pandemic caused by lack of sleep. It is rumored that in 2025, a strange virus will trigger an outbreak of extreme fatigue never seen before. Simpsons have also not been afraid of depicting the spread of a deadly virus, the Osaka flu, which spread globally through contaminated products. In one of The Simpsons' most chilling episodes, the world is plunged into a massive global conflict with devastating consequences. Many Simpsons episodes depict future events, some of which resonate with current trends in 2025. Treehouse of Horror is an episode released on October 7, 2012. It is so good that it received an Emmy nomination, and a black hole is activated by the town's particle accelerator. The black hole eventually becomes so big that it starts swallowing everything around it, and Springfield is lost in the black hole, followed by the rest of the world. Lisa Simpson warned Homer and Bart not to throw anything into the hole as it got bigger, but they did not heed. Simpsons fanatics will definitely tell you to follow the trends in 2024. It will be no shock when, finally, there will be a calamity or calamities that will be tragic for people on Earth. And could this black hole be the cause of human extinction? Homer dumps pig feces in the already dangerously polluted Springfield Lake, which caused an environmental crisis that forced the country to quarantine Springfield. The town was quarantined by a giant bubble. Outrageous as it sounds, this was a funny way of showing the extent of severity of the situation, and how it would be insanely difficult to deal with the disaster in any chance it happened. In 1987, in The Simpsons in Season 2, when Homer panics, convinced that a global war is about to start, he frantically shouts, "Wake up, everybody! It's World War III!"
Wake up, everybody! It's World War III!
In 1987, this was just a funny exaggeration. Today, with rising global tensions, it's obvious that this is a troubling warning. Former CIA operative Andrew Bustamante has warned that a global war might be upon us by 2025, suggesting we could already be in the early stages. Scientists warn that without coordinated global action, these frequent disasters are bound to converge into an even larger catastrophe. Over the past couple of years, we have witnessed a series of devastating environmental disasters worldwide. Starting with the US, the climate events have cost the government over $15 billion in damages, from the destructive hailstorms in Texas and Colorado to the severe tornado outbreaks and the record-breaking heat waves that affected Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands. Let's hope that with awareness and action, we can avoid some of these darker paths the human race has been through and forge forward with open minds and sober minds. Colonization of Mars. My life. If I want to leave Mars and move to Venus, you can't stop me. Who said those words? Let me know in the comments section below for a chance at today's prize. Since October 1960, there have been many attempts by scientists and enthusiasts alike to set foot on Mars and even establish civilization there. And that is why it is not strange when the famous Simpsons aired scenes predicting civilization on Mars. In one episode, Marge is not excited when Lisa signs up as a volunteer for a future one-way trip to Mars, and to prevent Lisa, the whole family signs up. Everybody enjoys speculating about the future, and it is always interesting when some of these speculations and conspiracies are confirmed in TV shows, not forgetting the iconic American TV show, The Simpsons. Training to live in space, Homer Simpson becomes an astronaut in one of the show's most iconic storylines, and when one fast forward to today, living in space no longer feels like a distant dream because NASA, SpaceX, and other agencies are competitively preparing humans for life on Mars and beyond. Homer Simpson becomes an astronaut and ends up on a space mission in the 1994 episode Deep Space Homer. Homer's adventures in space seemed like a far-off fantasy back then. Still, this episode mirrors real-life developments in space exploration. In recent years, the idea of colonizing Mars has moved from fiction to severe scientific discussion. In 2024, it was reported 4 volunteers were to participate in the final simulated mission to Mars, a project by NASA. The reported astronauts were Anderson Wilder, Robert Wilson, Kristen Magus, Jordan Hundley, Obaid Al-Suwaidi, and Tiffany Snyder. There are many allegations suggesting the possibility of life on the Red Planet. If that is true, it is yet to be confirmed. In some of their statements, NASA claimed it was developing capabilities to send humans to an asteroid by 2025 and Mars in the 2030s. If that is science fiction or just fantasy, we will let time tell. Most people will be skeptical about NASA's ability to send humans to Mars, but would you reconsider your opinion if you knew the tech giant SpaceX, founded by Elon Musk, is also working hard to accomplish this mission? Do not forget to let us know your opinion in the comments section below. Could you imagine living on another planet? I am confident we are on the right track. Let us pray they don't predict an alien invasion anytime soon. Certainly, we are not ready for such a catastrophe. Suppression of green energy. Over the years, fans of The Simpsons have eagerly pointed out predictions of historical events. Aside from the political and environmental themes that The Simpsons writers have been continuously depicting since the early 90s, there is also renewable energy. This prediction aligns with the growing global emphasis on renewable energy to combat climate change. The Simpsons have often showcased green technologies like solar-powered cars, This green renewable energy has been a theme for The Simpsons for a long time. For instance, in the episode The Last Temptation of Homer, there is a short, humorous gag about solar power. We got to see Hans Moleman running a solar energy stand at an energy convention that was taken down by a nasty organization promoting fossil fuels. In 2025, we might see solar cars become a viable alternative to electric and gasoline-powered vehicles. Imagine owning a car that charges itself as it sits in the sun. In another episode, Who Shot Mr. Burns? 1995, Burns creates a device that blocks the sun, leaving the residents to use his nuclear power. We should not also forget The Simpsons have also been keen on sensitizing their audience on the importance of environmental conservation and the effects of global warming. For instance, in a special 40th anniversary episode called The Squirt and the Whale, 2010, which coincided with Earth Day, The Simpsons' application of dark humor to bring awareness to the importance of green energy is evident in the recent episode Paths to Glory, where Lisa loses the race when her solar-powered vehicle is shadowed by a blimp that causes her car to lose speed just before the finish line. Is The Simpsons mocking governments for their slow action against the use of fossil fuels and implementation of green energy? Let us know your take on this in the comments section. Barbie movie and Trump's arrest. It's crucial to approach claims of Simpsons predictions critically, as most will say, because many instances rely on confirmation bias and selectively highlighting coincidences while ignoring numerous inaccurate forecasts. In an episode titled Lisa vs. Malibu Stacy, news broke of the release of the rip-off version of the Barbie doll, and after the Barbie doll release, the news anchor casually mentions that the US president had been arrested just before closing the show. To the shock of Simpsons fans and believers, on April 4, 2023, President Donald Trump was arrested. In a 2007 episode called The Burns and the Bees, there was a scene where the character Martin Prince was seen with a Barbie movie poster. It was a brief and quirky reference, but it predicted the exact film to make waves in the movie industry, and eventually, over a decade later, the Barbie movie made its way to theaters and became a cultural phenomenon. Meanwhile, Trump's arrest echoed the fictional scenario. Simpsons is known for its record-breaking long run of celebrities who have made guest appearances. US men's curling team winning gold. The Simpsons, the iconic American animated family from Springfield, has earned a reputation for predicting the future, from smartwatches to Donald Trump's presidency. And with another shocking twist in the Olympics, the USA just happened to beat Sweden like Homer and Marge in the episode Boy Meets Curl. It is the 12th episode of the 21st season of the American animated television series The Simpsons. Homer and Marge become an unlikely curling team and win a gold medal at the Olympics, with Sweden taking the silver. Then we came to the Winter Olympics, and the real-life US men's curling team achieved a stunning victory that made fans remember this episode. Led by skip John Schuster, the US team won the gold medal while Sweden claimed the silver, just as the show had portrayed. The episode depicted Homer and Marge's victory was an unexpected and dramatic upset, much like how surprising the real US team's win was before the Olympic curling wasn't a strong suit for the US, and many had low expectations for their performance. The show's storyline about an underdog team winning against the odds captured what really went down in reality. A true prediction requires a specific, verifiable statement before the event, not a vague resemblance that can be interpreted retrospectively. Experts will genuinely suggest, remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Economic downfall. Continue watching as we uncover the most shocking predictions from the show that always seem to be one step ahead of reality. For centuries, seers and prophets have come forward offering dramatic visions of mankind's destiny. But what happens when the predictions turn deadly? While some of these predictions are alarming, they also serve as a reminder to stay informed, prepare for challenges, and work towards a better future. It will be very enlightening to point out that predictions of future events are not just limited to the captivating show of The Simpsons, but also other notable figures have made almost similar predictions. Mystics like Nostradamus and Baba Vanga have also made grim forecasts. For example, Vanga reportedly foretold that there will be a huge economic crisis that will impact the global economy in 2025. She claimed the economic crisis will be influenced by rising debt levels and escalating geopolitical tensions. Vanga's prediction culminates in a natural event that will bring about the end of the world in 5079. She emphasized that this will be a natural phenomenon, not man-made, and it will surely lead to the extinction of humanity. Back in 2000, in the episode titled Bart to the Future, the show painted a picture of an economic collapse under a Trump presidency. Now that the president is in office, could it be that the economy will worsen and governments will be left in turmoil with all the economic anxiety swirling? Around The Simpsons, prediction might feel a little too real for comfort. Hopefully, the future turns out better than what was shown in that episode. As we look to the future, it's clear that The Simpsons isn't just about big predictions like political shifts or global crises. It also gets the little things right. From economic collapses to the quirks of everyday technology, their foresight can be both unsettling and hilariously relatable. Now let's wrap up with one of their most amusing predictions about a tool we rely on daily: autocorrect. Autocorrect fails. Autocorrect is designed to correct typing errors. However, it often produces comically incorrect or confusing results. Surely this beloved show has built a reputation as a comedic yet strangely prophetic lens into the future. Yes.
Hey, don't open until 11. We are around corner killing Tim.
As astonishing as it sounds in a show aired in 1994, bullies Carney and Dolph take a memo to beat up Martin on a Newton device, and in a twist of fun, the memo is translated to eat up Martha. While we can't be sure if the Simpsons writers are psychic, one thing is clear: they've got their eyes on the future, a comment mentioned by G. Sancho. The show's future depictions are often broad strokes, commenting on societal trends rather than pinpointing specific dates or events. Another unsettling prediction was in a 1994 episode titled Lisa the Beauty Queen. Lisa Simpson is shown using the Simpson touch, their version of a touching scene while participating in a beauty pageant, and as Lisa tries to send a message, it gets hilariously jumbled, transforming her intended words into something completely different. This scene is a funny show of how technology at times could mess up simple tasks like sending messages. The Simpsons' track record on this subject of predicting the future makes us wonder what they know that we don't, and how even our established system cannot equal the Simpsons in prediction prowess. However, some are quick to point out that sometimes these smart scriptwriters are up to date with global happenings and employ satire and comedy to portray the same. However, as we have always said, only time will tell. Which of the Simpsons' predictions do you see happening in 2025? And when it does, what is our stance on whether it is doom or hope on the Red Planet? Don't be reserved and let us know your comments. If you enjoyed this video, do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification for more interesting videos and events.